Okay, Dayton Conservation Commission opens its meeting for January 19, 2023. Would everyone stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, this meeting is being broadcast video and audio by the Cable Commission, and it's also being posted on the website www.dayton-mass.gov. Okay, we have minutes to review. We have minutes to be approved for December 22nd. Is there a motion to accept?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from 12/22.
A second? Is there a second? Okay, all in favor? Okay, the December 15th minutes will be ready on February 2nd. Before us, we have a reorganization of commission members. Jim Souza, a previous member, has resigned his full-time membership on the commission, but will remain as an associate member. And in his place, we are asking David. David has stepped up to become a new member of the commission, a voting member. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have a continued hearing from the past, DI Trust Comprehensive Conservation Subdivision, which seeks to construct 135 single-family homes and 13,137 linear feet of associated roadway off of Forest Street, DEP file number SE 17-443. Joshua, you are going to speak, Joshua Glass.
Good evening, Commissioners. Joshua Glass on behalf of the applicant, DI Trust. I have with me this evening Jason Youngquist from Outback Engineering. This is going to primarily be his show, but I wanted to just give you an overview of where we stand from the last time we were before you. We recently submitted and have already indicated to Ms. Caldonia that we'll provide a continuance for this evening. Revised materials that incorporate peer review comments from the planning board, the commission, informal comments provided by stormwater, comments from North Dayton Fire District, sewer, and comments from various members of the public and boards. So that response was compiled in what you have before you today, hopefully. My correspondence dated January 9th, which incorporates by reference a revised plan, a revised drainage report, and some other documents. Specific to the commission itself, you'll see in here, as you may have already, Exhibits B and Exhibit C. That is the compiled response to Beta Group's May 3rd, 2022 peer review comments. Outback provided the majority of the responses, and what I would call a supplement was provided by LEC Environmental with respect to a handful of the questions, which is why you see a second exhibit as part of our response. Jason can articulate better than I can the engineering details that were included, so I will hand it off to him.
How you doing? Jason Youngquist from Outback Engineering, and Josh mentioned this is a subdivision that has been previously before you, and it's before various other boards. Just to give you a quick overview of what it was, I know it's been a little bit. It's 135 lots, 35 of which are age restricted, a number of roadways to service those lots, and an extensive drainage system with 8 infiltration basins. Low impact development was utilized to the greatest extent possible, utilizing roof drains for all the houses, so you can kind of disperse the runoff instead of just sending it all down to the drainage basins. All the basins are infiltration basins, so runoff can be treated and then recharged to the groundwater to the greatest extent possible, and then some water be released back to the wetlands the existing topography that's there and keep water flowing where it is from pre-development to post-development. We've analyzed runoff for the 210 100-year storm events.
Would you run your finger over Forest Street? Just, I think I have myself oriented.
So Forest Street's right along the bottom
Okay,
there.
all right, okay.
2 accesses into the property, and then divides up to access the lots. And then the North Dayton Fire District building is right here, just as you take yourself. So we're at the process where we've addressed the comments from Beta Engineering, who's the Conservation Commission's consultant. We had Green International, who was the planning board's consultant, and then we also had review engineers from the sewer department and the water department. They've all been reviewing the plans, looking at them, making their comments. So we've gone through and made extensive revisions to drainage systems, drainage analysis. We've gone on dug perk tests with Todd Pilling from the health department. Not perk tests, soil observations, so we can determine, just to confirm soil types. We'd already done that previously, but he wanted to go out and just confirm some of the soil conditions. So we went through and dug a number of additional test pits throughout the property with Mr. Pilling. Made some revisions based on those findings to the drainage system and then the drainage analysis. There's a vernal pool in the middle of the property, which we had, Beta Engineering had wanted some more analysis on. LEC has provided written response to Beta's comments on that, which was submitted to the commission. But they also requested that we do a hydrological analysis. I think we discussed that at our last meeting here to make sure, because there's a development, there's so much water going there pre-development, when there's houses and things built around it, we want to make sure that we're not, drying it out. So we ran an analysis, and that was included in our drainage report to confirm that there's, it's actually pretty close to pre-development to post-development. We have a little bit of an increase in the amount of water that's going there, which would be good for the vernal pool, so it won't be getting dried out. And again, we did extensive revisions to the drainage report and the drainage analysis based on Beta's comments and the other review engineers' comments with respects to flow paths, flow patterns of existing drainage and post-development drainage to make sure that we're not impacting any of the abutters or impacting the wetlands in the resource area. We're gonna make sure we don't increase our flow to the wetlands, don't increase our flow offsite. So we try to match the existing conditions from pre-development to post-development as best we can. In the meantime, Taunton Concom has been filed with for the wetlands that are in Taunton, north of the property, and there's also another vernal pool that was pointed out that we've shown on the plans that's located in the wetlands there. Doesn't impact anything because it's far enough in the wetlands. But all in all, it's just a number of revisions to everything to greater protect the resource areas. So the revised plans and response letters have also been sent to the numerous review engineers. They are, I'm sure, in the process of analyzing our responses, and we're waiting to hear back from them.
Jason, I think the only substantive item was the wetland application.
Yep, there's isolated vegetative wetland that sits right there, and as LEC pointed out in their analysis, it's not much of a wetland, it's a small area, right around 1,500 square feet, but that's gonna be filled in and then we're gonna replicate that.
Did you mean Beta?
Yep.
Okay, you said LEC.
Sorry,
Sorry,
lots of names and
Yeah.
in my head.
it's okay.
But the original design did not have a replication area, but I do believe that was a comment from Beta. So we've included a replication area, and there's a sheet of the details for the replication area in the plan.
Now, is this off-site sewer that you're going to have? Or is it
Yeah.
going to be a,
So that's Taunton sewer and water comes from North Dayton Fire District. So we won't have wells, we won't have septic systems.
I have a question. Is this all the same watershed? Or is it different, couple of different watersheds?
What do you mean?
The site, does it all drain to the same location or is it?
No, there's a ridge in the middle. This
Yeah.
half flows towards the sunken brook in the front of the property,
Okay,
and this half flows towards the wetlands down by Fourth Street.
got it.
Okay. Could you show me Sunken Brook on that,
Sunken Brook is in the back.
oh, okay,
We have everything greater than, our basins are outside the 200-foot buffer for that, as they're required to be. If I turn the page here, you get a better look of the whole property, not just the part that's being used. Because there's a lot of open space as well on this property.
okay.
As you can see, this is all not being developed. Go back, and there's a number of open space parcels all through the development. That was all part of the settlement agreement layout.
Okay, so that Sunken Brook eventually goes underneath Tremont Street.
Comes
Yeah.
around back over
Yeah.
there.
Okay,
And you are in an ORW, correct? At least part of it, or?
Part of it, anything within 200 feet of the Sunken Brook is a zone A.
Okay.
So the basins in the back have taken that into account in the drainage report. The calculations.
I just wanted to let the commission know. So this additional information only came to us last week, so Beta hasn't had a chance to review it for us. But they are here to talk about their scope, because their scope and their fee has expanded due to the additional review. Just want to fill you in on that.
okay,
Jonathan is here, but he's not here to go over,
okay, all right.
Yeah, he needs, I'm sure, quite a bit of time to go over.
to digest it.
Yes, it's a lot to go over.
And he has Gary as well, so.
Right.
And Laura, right?
Yes.
There's two others besides Jonathan.
Anyone have any questions here before we ask the audience? Jack, any questions?
No, not really. That, just
Okay.
goes down to the Taunton line on, beyond the north end.
Yeah, so the Taunton line is right here, along the edge of
Yeah.
the property. And the applicant, DI Trust owns land in Taunton,
Yeah.
here and all back through there.
So that road then does go into Taunton with more houses?
It dead ends right there. I know the settlement agreement spoke about the land in the city of Taunton, but there's nothing proposed.
Okay. No, I thought there was another 30 houses proposed in Taunton.
I don't remember what the settlement agreement, Josh could probably explain that better, but.
So, under the settlement agreement, we have the right to go to Taunton and request 38 additional units in, this upper area.
Yeah.
We have not submitted anything with Taunton with respect to those units. What we have submitted to Taunton is in relation to only this basin. That's all that we have submitted to Taunton, and that's all that we're currently discussing with Taunton.
Okay. Now, Lisa, this is going to have to be still all approved by,
Beta,
Beta.
Beta has to review it all and.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Does anyone in the audience have any questions?
Yeah, my name's David Mavo, I'm 102 Forest Street. I know that the chair and the group can see those diagrams, but what about us and the public that live on Forest Street? Like, you guys can discuss what's going on, but as a public, we can't see anything. Will these be online for us to view, or will you bring in a PowerPoint presentation with that so we can see it? Because right now you're presenting to the chair, which is fine, but the people out here would like to see it.
Copies have been delivered to the conservation agent, and if she receives any requests from anybody, I have no problem uploading a Dropbox link, so anyone that wants to access the document can access it.
I just wish it was another way so people out here in public can see what you guys are talking about, so they get a general sense what's going on. Because right now, I feel like we're being blindsided. That's just my opinion, thank you.
Thank you.
If you set that up in the back, we're not going to be closing anything today. If you set that up in the back and let the people in the audience, if they wish to view it, they may.
Absolutely, we're open for anything that makes it easier for everybody to get informed and
Okay,
be able to check it out.
okay. Anyone have any questions for?
Please, if you have any other suggestions before the next hearing of something that we should do
Yeah.
that, just let me know.
I mean, if it was a PowerPoint, would that be something that you would show on cable?
We could, we have a camera that can pick up most of it, you know, we might need larger fonts so we can see it, but it has been done before in other meetings, so it'd be something that we would appreciate very much if it could be done, you know.
Yep.
That means bringing it on a thumb drive and we'll hook it up and we'll go from there.
Okay, we probably have to have a little discussion ahead of time.
No problem, I appreciate it if you can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So we can just see what's going on.
Probably have to bring one of my kids to show me how.
Right?
I know the feeling. All right, thank you though.
And then they can criticize you more, right?
Okay, I think we're set with them tonight.
Yep, 216.
Okay,
Oh, wait, one more. Yeah.
Does the commission have to approve our amendment at this meeting,
Your payment,
or the amendment?
the amendment, yes. So Beta has an amendment, remember, to their proposal, so you would have to approve that for them to move forward to review.
okay. So when do we have that? Do you have that?
Would you?
Not in hand.
You
no.
emailed it to
Yeah,
them?
I emailed it.
Charlie, do you have it? No?
No.
Okay. Give me a minute to pull it up, but Josh was gonna say something.
Well, I think I also need to provide a continuance before.
Yep. It's right here. John, do you know when you sent it?
Forward it to you right now.
Okay. Thank you. And you're on for the rest of the night, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, you said that's a request to continue to February 16.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion to continue to February
Yeah.
16?
See what you
Make a motion, we continue,
We're getting there.
the IT trust till, the 16th of February.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Just waiting for my email to reload,
Okay.
sorry. Do you know the date, though?
well, while you're doing that, since the next one is automatically,
It just came. Yeah, it
let me
came.
just read through that. Reed Brother Farms Limited Liability Partnership, DEP 17-447, Outback Engineering has requested a continuance to February 16.
A motion to continue the Reed Brothers Farm Limited Liability be continued till 2/16/23.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I can speak to it.
Yeah. All right, so when did you want Jonathan to speak about this?
Well, it's continued to the,
The 16th.
when you said, you were talking about Reed Brothers?
No. Jonathan
Oh.
Nero is here from
Oh,
Beta.
okay, I
to
couldn't
talk-
see him.
Talk about, like I said, they have a revised scope and fee for you to review this.
Okay.
So you guys have, all part of this hearing? I don't know, I mean, it should have been.
All right, so you're with Beta?
Correct.
Okay, well, why don't you speak now then on, and what the, you wish to do and any fees?
Sure, so we had submitted an amendment to continue our review of the Forest Hills development. And so what that does is it includes a few items that were already completed, that were out of scope from our original scope proposal, which included a site walk with the applicant's team, as well as a virtual conference call with them last year to discuss some project items. And it also includes the review now of their responses to our original letter, a full review of all revised plans, stormwater report, narratives, and everything, as well as providing a supplemental letter.
And another site inspection to review design revisions.
Now, are there funds in the 53G for that?
No,
There
right?
isn't.
No, so the applicant would need to fund,
Okay, and so approximately what amount?
I think it's 10,400.
Yes.
Joshua? You,
So, I mean, I have no choice. We have no choice, obviously. But I'd like to remind the commission that prior to engaging Beta, with whom we get along fine, we had requested use of a peer review engineer that was already well into the project, that was qualified to provide these services and that provided a proposal. When you add these additional costs, Beta's proposal now far exceeds the proposal of Green International, who was already well up to speed on this project. So we can't say no, obviously, but this is the exact issue that we were concerned with. And as noted in our letter, we're also concerned about what has proven to be true, which is conflicting peer review comments. I have no personal animus. Jonathan's been great to work with. Gary's been great to work with. The project has 5 or 6 peer review engineers right now. So what I would ask is that we, maybe before we jump into this with 2 feet and we get another 11 pages, we maybe have some conversations, because Jonathan will of course do his job and provide comments. Green will do their job and provide comments. And we will run into the same issue that we have already run into multiple times, which is conflicting comments from peer review engineers, all of whom work for the town of Dayton. Sub-entities, yes, and agencies within the town, yes. So if Jonathan feels he needs to make another site visit, I'm not sure that it strikes me as necessary given the revisions that we're talking about here, but he's your peer review engineer and I'm sure he'll do what's appropriate. But I do want to make the commission aware that this is an ongoing concern of ours with respect to this particular review, but overall the reviews for the project itself.
The site visit was actually, it was for reviews in the city of Taunton. Have you seen this?
I have not, but I would much rather we approve it and keep the project moving.
Yeah.
And we've already sort of
Yeah.
put a placeholder objection to the overall issue of review comments, but we have no problem working with Jonathan. We'd like to make sure that he and his team get paid and can, start their work as soon as possible.
okay, 10-4?
It's good.
Okay, Joshua? And so noted on your comments.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Okay. We have abbreviated notice of resource area delineation, an NRAD by Leopold Speck, 1130 Briggs Street, map 8, lot 6-2. Resources include but not limited to the bordering vegetated wetland, 100-foot inner riparian and 200-foot outer riparian, and mean annual high water of the Segregansett River. Home Green Engineering LLC has requested a continuance to 2/16.
Make a motion to continue.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have a notice of intent by Thomas and Nicole Santos, Lot 1A, Smith Street, for a single-family home and associated amenities that include a septic system, garage, associated grading and disturbance within the buffer zone to a border vegetated wetland.
Do you have, Jim, I think, you got another comment, or?
Oh, I'm on this one too.
Oh, all right, okay. Oh, well, no, I didn't know if there was,
No,
no, all right, yeah,
just stepping up to the plate, collection.
yeah, no, it's,
There's no check here.
That's okay.
Yeah. Charlie, you should handle it though.
Okay, Lisa, we ready to go?
Hi.
Okay.
How you doing? I'm Jason Youngquist from Outback Engineering. Here with the applicant, Tom Santos, over there in the corner. And this is a continued hearing from before. I know the commission was waiting for board health approval, and they also wanted some changes that we have done to the plans. We put some conservation signs out there. We have put the retaining wall out of the 50-foot buffer, some more signs in the front. So there's a number of conservation signs to let the homeowner and any future homeowner know there's conservation, there's wetlands there, and those areas should be protected. So nobody forgets.
Jason, sorry, just to interrupt. You know we provide the signage now, just so you guys know, so.
Yes, I did recall
Okay.
that. So we've used the little circular,
Yeah,
so our detail on the plan
yeah.
shows that.
So they're just like $1 a piece to, that's what we paid for them, and they're just gonna go like every 25 feet or so.
So we have them along the plan where the work was really close to the wetlands. Spoke with Todd Pilling of the health department this morning, and he was all set with the plan, the revised plan that we had sent him. He was gonna approve with 2 little conditions. One was extending the retaining wall over here, which is outside the rental buffer, it doesn't matter. And the other one was just kinda adjusting the culvert location that goes underneath the driveway as it gets to Smith Street. Him and I spoke about that, and it's kind of gonna be like a field determination where that exactly should be when that goes in, but it's shown on the plan, so it'll be put in there. I
Do you
think that
have-
was something that the commission wanted as well.
So you have a revised plan for me with those 2 items?
No, we weren't gonna do a revised plan. I talked to Todd that he's just gonna do it as a condition. He says the commission could do it as a condition as well.
Okay, even the retaining wall, though, the retaining wall I thought was gonna get extended because of the,
It's just
Great.
this one up here by the garage. It's
Right.
actually outside the 100-foot buffer.
are you going to extend it or not?
Depends on the grading when it all comes down to when they're getting everything finalized there. It might need to be. We'll know better when they're building it, but again, that's outside the 100-foot buffer.
Okay.
But we're showing a retaining wall might be if it needs to be a little bit longer right in that location. But Todd was just gonna,
Yeah.
do it as a condition.
So I just received the paper copy this week, but me and one of the members went out last week to try to do a site visit, and we didn't have this. And we couldn't, it wasn't obvious where the house and the garage was gonna be. However, in a conversation with the owner, I mentioned, you're not gonna have a huge backyard or anything. He said he was gonna have 60 feet, but I'm only measuring 43.
When you get to the silt fence from the part that kicked out, but when you could go from where the house and the deck and everything is, it's much bigger. But behind the bump out part,
Yeah.
it's not as much.
Right, okay. Just wanna make sure they're aware of that. But I would like to do another site visit with this, and I know in talking to Dave, he would too. I don't know if anyone else wants to.
Yeah, I mean, we went out there and we walked around, we didn't have the plan with us. We just got a visual. It'd be nice to get out there with the plan, and basically because I'm new too, just to,
Yeah,
Get a
I know
good
on the
feel for
first sidewalk, I mean, the house location, everything stayed the same. It's, the changes that were made were adding the signs, so it really hasn't been that much change to the actual, and the house location's staked out, the septic location has been staked out. 'Cause we had to go out and dig a couple more holes with the health agent, but, nothing's really changed since then.
The other question I had for you, Jason, was, it looks like you do have the retaining wall as close as 40 feet.
It's outside the 50-foot buffer line.
Not at the front, over by, at the entrance. So like where it starts.
Right, so that's where the driveway's going through that 50-foot buffer as well,
Yeah.
so there's no way around that. It's gonna be part of the driveway construction.
And then it looks like you have a fair bit of, tree clearing up near the garage, and I didn't know, also, what kind of surface are we talking about the driveway being?
Paved.
Fair bit of pavement. So the retaining wall, how tall will it be? 4 feet?
At its worst, but down where by the end as it gets towards Smith Street, it tapers down to nothing. But in the middle, where it gets a little bit higher.
You guys wanna look at this?
Yeah, we can.
I only have one copy.
Okay. Okay, okay, here we go. Lisa, could you come here for a minute? This is so busy that it's, okay. This is the drive right here.
Yeah, and the culvert's there, but it's going to be, it'd be good to put like a note on the plan too, as to like, the culvert may need to be moved.
Yeah, it's gonna be field, located, pending when they're out there building it, what's gonna be the best location, and Todd was gonna act as the stormwater agent, and during his inspections, tell him to put it here or there.
To the,
Because then we're gonna need a revised plan, so I'd rather have it just be,
Well, we don't know exactly where the culvert's gonna end up, so we're gonna pick that up on the final as-built. Before we get our COC, we're gonna have to do a final as-built of everything, so the final locations of
Yeah.
everything will be shown on that.
right,
okay, so you're
the
requesting,
retaining wall,
yeah, I can
and
see.
they've got it.
What's there, a swale there
No,
up
this
by
is,
the road?
this is the wetlands, it's the
There is,
wetland
yeah.
line here.
This is the wetland line.
Oh, so they're
This
actually-
is the 25-foot.
Okay, no touch, so
So,
the-
yeah,
so-
there is a 25-foot no-touch area in your backyard. That's where those signs are gonna go.
okay, so this, well, it's a long driveway going in,
Yeah, a lot of pavement.
and, yeah, is that gonna lead to them having problems with the fire department?
I don't know.
Okay,
Have you,
There was no issues with the fire department.
okay, it's usually, I don't know what the length is,
It's not long enough for that.
okay. Now, okay, so you said you wanted to continue it for,
I would like the house and the garage staked out, and
Okay.
it has to go back out there. Right now, I did go out with Greg and we verified the location of the wetlands flags.
yeah,
Before anything's gonna happen, you're gonna need obviously the erosion control staked out. So I don't know if you wanna do it all at the same time. If you're gonna come out to stake the house and the garage, if you
They've
want.
been staked for a long time.
Okay, but it was, Dave and I had trouble, at least we didn't have plans.
okay,
Does anybody else wanna go on a site visit besides me and Dave?
well, we'll have to see when it comes, you know, when it would occur for me, you know, I don't know when you can make it.
Yeah, probably
Um,
next week.
Okay,
And then
looks
the,
like a continuance then until next, till February.
It just seems like we're putting it off and off and off, and we've already done a site walk, we've been out on site, we've done everything the
yeah, but
commission asked in the last hearing.
you added retaining walls and, which is great.
We moved them farther away, we didn't add them. The plan, as it pertains to the footprint and everything, is
Yeah.
hardly changed.
Well, to accommodate the new member, and I think,
Because now we're talking mid-February. if it starts to
actually, we're
snow-
not, cause we do have a meeting February 2nd.
'cause if it starts to snow, I mean, we got 2 days of rain today, we got rain this weekend, it could turn to snow. and then all of a sudden you're not gonna be able to get out and do the sidewalk anyways.
Oh, we can do the sidewalk in snow. I'm not verified.
I
What
don't
is
see
it?
anything now, so what's the
Oh,
point?
the stakes, are they out there?
They've been there for quite some time. 'Cause we
So-
had to stake it for Todd.
Which corners did you stake?
We squared off the house, so it's a house box.
Okay, maybe that's why I was confused.
So those stakes that we saw were just for the edge of the house, not the garage. that's
Right,
being-
we didn't get the garage in that.
Okay, and the garage is beyond the 25 foot.
Right, well, I would like to see the garage staked. I would like to see them, is the garage staked now?
No, Todd only needed the house and the septic.
Could that be done within,
Well, yeah, if they can do it the beginning of next week, I can get out there before the second, and we could add it to the second agenda. We have a meeting on February 2nd, but it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know if you're interested.
I'd love that more than 7 o'clock at night.
okay, let's do that then.
Yeah.
We'll continue until February 2nd.
Okay.
And then, so, I mean, that's based on us going out there in the next,
Whenever you tell me, I'll be there.
You know, it is gonna be wet because we do have a lot of rain coming tonight.
oh, I'm not worried about it being wet. I mean, I already verified the wetland edge.
Okay,
It's just,
all right, well, you know, we should,
so when do you
settle
guys,
this up and
Yep.
get them on their way. I mean, it's gonna go, it's just a matter of
Right.
a few minor details.
yep. The other question is, so you're leaving it up to the contractor to figure out where the culvert's gonna go?
Well, I'm leaving it up to Todd pretty much, cause he wants to specify the exact location when they're going to put it in.
And it's usually the DPW director too, when it comes to the street.
You know,
Maybe
if-
sorry.
if the culvert's gonna go in there, whether it's 5 feet from the road or 6 feet from the road, it's not gonna make any difference.
No, I know.
Okay, so we'll continue to the second,
Okay.
and we'll plan on closing it then. Hopefully, we should.
Yep,
We'll
just,
stake out the garage, hopefully Monday. If the rain lets up enough tomorrow, I'll throw them out there tomorrow.
Okay.
If not, we'll do it Monday and
Yeah.
we can dodge the raindrop.
we don't work on Fridays, but I'll be out there next week with Dave. Just to let you know that when you do get, if and when you get your order, so I have 3 weeks to issue it. I usually turn it around pretty quick, but there's gonna be some specific things in there. You're gonna have to go over it with me to make sure that you understand it all. Okay? Thank you, Jason. You here again?
Okay, so,
I,
Is
make
there-
a motion that we, continue, the Smith Street project till February 2nd.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, we have a new hearing. It's a request for determination of applicability by Karen and Lawrence Gannon, 2150 Pleasant Street, for a septic upgrade and removal and filling of existing cesspool.
The last we do that for, yes, so let me check that folder one second.
I'll check mine too.
He has paid for the ad, Lisa.
What is it?
Gannon has paid for the ad.
Oh. What about Santos?
Okay.
All right, let me look here. I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay. Okay, now this is in floodplain, but specifically not wetlands, Lisa?
Right.
Okay.
There's a man tonight.
Yes.
Oh, you hear it? Oh. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not finding any, did you find out if that was paid, the legal notice?
For,
Santos,
well, that was a continued hearing,
right,
so
so,
that was paid a long time.
Charlie, that was paid,
Yes.
okay, great.
All right.
Okay.
Jason Ruckus from Outback Engineering, here to represent the applicant, who is here as well.
Hello.
And this is a septic upgrade for a failed septic system. It's actually, there's no wetlands, there's no 100-foot buffers, none of that, but it is in flood zone from the Tom River. We're filing a RDA just to notify the commission that there's gonna be some work going on in the flood zone. And we did show some fence on the downhill portion of the site, just so we don't get any erosion or anything going on to the abutting property. So we're replacing the existing cesspools, the new Title V conforming septic system. Just pretty much making
Now, what kind of system is this?
cesspools.
No, that it's being replaced with. This one of these,
We have a septic tank and infiltrator chambers.
okay, because last month, I believe it was, there was a Japanese system that was designed and had 2 or 3 chambers and,
Gee,
Fuji.
Oh, I've heard of
Fuji.
those. I haven't done any of those. I've seen them, but I've just seen them online.
okay, now, I just was curious. That's all.
Nope, these are just the regular old infiltrator chambers.
Okay,
Property had a lot less available space for a septic system.
Yeah. We'll have a confusing one coming in a couple of weeks.
so,
The Park Ave one.
thanks for the one.
okay.
So this one does not get a file number, I mean, unless you guys wanna issue a positive, but it's a negative determination.
Yeah, that's, I have no problems with it.
Yeah,
You,
no.
Jack?
No, it's, you gotta fix what's there, and I mean, they're upgrading it, so.
Yeah. Anyone in the audience have any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the
Make a motion
project?
that we accept the, request for determination on, Pleasant Street.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, move on second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I have the continuance for Santos as well as Park here for you.
Okay.
And Park is, I gotta change the date to both, cause both are gonna go on the second.
Is Park on the second? I thought Park was on the.
It's gonna be on the second because we, you guys already did the abutter notice,
Notifications.
so that's good, and he's gonna do the legal.
Okay. Cause I
But
thought
we-
we had originally said the 14th, or
Okay,
16.
you're you're the next Park Avenue?
all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
But we
we're
wanna
gonna-
accommodate them, we feel bad.
Alright, so that, I gotta write that.
Okay, 2 o'clock. That's what, okay, just hold on a moment and then, we'll get the vote on the 2 o'clock meeting.
So we're all done with, Pleasant Street then?
Right.
Okay, so that's passed, you're all set. Okay, new hearing, it was a notice of intent by Gary and Susan Adams, 2675 Park Avenue. Okay, this meeting is not being held tonight, for it was advertised incorrectly by the commission, but we re-advertised for February 2nd, and that is at 2 p.m.
Charlie, do you do that today or tomorrow, do you?
I think it's already done.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
I did
okay.
it today, but I didn't post
So what I want to do is, I've already talked to you guys, the February 2nd, 2 PM is satisfactory,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, and so we got two items now, you're on both of them. What was the other one now that was on, gonna be the second?
Jason, do you want me to email
Santos?
Adams? Do you want me to email
Santos.
them and let them know, or?
Yeah, if you wanna be the bearer of great news, they will be very happy
Sure.
with you.
They came in asking me, and I told them the commission makes the
Okay.
decision, so let me,
Also, at the February 2nd meeting will be the acceptance of our budget. Lisa, you'll have copies for everyone on our proposed budget
yep.
for the 2nd.
If you
Okay.
want, I can give them to you guys ahead of time.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, are we we're all set with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have to
See you next
review and
month.
sign a certificate of compliance request from Steve Babbitt, 53 Bishop Street, Seekonk, at 442 Center Street, map 6, lot 68. Okay.
So you previously signed this in 2017, but it was never recorded, and now they're trying to sell it.
So this is a reissue of a certificate of compliance. It's nothing new.
And I need you guys to sign 2 copies, because I don't have a copy machine with me.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Jason, I'm gonna send that email off to them right now.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sign this before I go. Now I can, pour it out the food, That's the tough part, right? Alright. Have to sign something?
Yeah, they're right here. Thank you. All right, what's the address again for part 2?
26.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Charlie, want to pass those down?
Thanks.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You too. Just send me over an email as soon as that's done so we can get it out there. Thank you.
Okay, next we have review and approve Beta invoice number 4 for services rendered on Zeneca. The NRAD peer review between October 29th, 22 to December 2nd, 22 in the amount of $1,269.57. This is from 53G. Am I, Lisa? This 53G,
I'm
the
sorry.
Beta?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to make that payment?
Make a
That's for
mo,
Drake Street, right?
make a motion, we, pay, Beta for Zeneca, review.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have a few, you waiting for,
Good to go.
Oh, just that signed copy.
oh, that's your copy here coming. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
And you folks?
We just came to watch.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, we moved some dirt that we weren't supposed to move.
Okay, is something coming, okay, we got a couple more things here. Review and approve Beta invoice for Strawberry Fields, their appeal, in the amount of $110.
Make a motion that we, pay the invoice for Beta for Strawberry Fields.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, review and approve payments to Nova Environmental Consulting LLC for invoice number 1016 in the amount of $2,520 for assisting town council Gay and Gay by drafting environmental reasons for the appeal of Strawberry Hills 40B proposed development on behalf of the Conservation Commission and the town of Dayton.
Make a motion, we pay, Nova Environmentals for, Strawberry Hills, appeal.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and that will come out of our,
Yes.
yeah, our account.
Contribution fund.
Okay. Okay, on February 2nd, okay, as I said, so we got two items that have been continued that we're going to deal with.
And one new,
And what?
there were 3 items.
Well, and then we have the budget, which is already drawn up, and we're just going to approve the budget. I thought there was just two, Charlie.
Wait a minute, let me look.
Santos,
Yeah.
which is Smith Street.
Smith Street, yeah, that's Santos, and then we've got Park
Adam.
Avenue.
Adams on Park Avenue.
Those are the two.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gary and Susan Adams. Okay,
Okay, so those two, and then the budget.
gotcha.
So Charlie, you're gonna make sure you change that, cause on here you have that you will advertise and send it for February 16th, but you're gonna send it for February 2nd,
We
right?
did it.
Changed it? Okay.
Okay,
Can we take something out of order?
sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest that.
So, here we have, Schofield. Yeah, okay. 771 Hart Street, we had sent them a notice of violation letter, so they had applied for a building permit, and, they had wetlands flagged. The barn is outside of our regulated area. I asked them to add erosion controls along the driveway. However, when I was out there, I couldn't help but notice some piles of dirt partially in the wetland, down along the street. And I think one of the reasons that it was put there was because of some stormwater issues along the road. Mr. Ferry said he didn't have anything to do with it, so, Dave and I went out there and met with, what's your first name, sorry? Brandon. And we talked about it a little bit, but I asked him to come in so he could talk to you guys. And I also asked Tom Ferry if we could go look at it and if there was anything the town could do to help, you know?
Okay. Now, when you're on 771,
Yeah, you can
is
go.
that on the the west side of Elm Street, or
No, it's north-south.
Hart Street.
Hart Street is north, on Bill's side?
Yeah,
Yes, on Bill's
The
side.
dead end side.
Okay, so you're down the hill,
Correct.
okay,
I just started it
beyond,
up.
beyond the pool, beyond the ponds?
Yes,
Okay,
he's right before the power lines.
correct. My
Okay.
house and then the power lines.
Right before, or
Yeah,
Yeah, right before.
on the
Okay.
left, on the south side.
okay,
the wetlands are in the power line?
They're also in the wooded area at the front near his driveway.
how much is there?
Wetlands wise?
No, how much, fill?
I'm gonna say it's probably about 50 feet long. So what I did, I pretty much,
I have
the water.
pictures.
Do you have pictures? Okay, excellent.
Okay, good pictures too.
I used this, right?
Huh?
I think I used this to take pictures. But go ahead, you can keep talking.
So, right past my driveway, well, right in front of my driveway, all the water comes down the hill, flows into the street, right past my driveway, towards the power lines. So the grade past my driveway used to be higher than the road, so it would continue across my entire property and then flow into the power lines. So what I did was, after my driveway, I started to pitch it down, and I pitched it down, and I put the dirt in a pile maybe 10 feet off the road. So now the water flows into my front yard instead of down past my entire front yard. It's not an issue in the spring and summertime, but in the wintertime, the entire road becomes a sheet of ice.
Right.
I'm sure the town does a good job. They know about the issue, but it's kind of overwhelming. I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to do that.
It's all an educational process for some. Some are willing
I wish
to.
I had some of those stickers that you showed earlier.
Right, so this is why we're doing it, so that the future owners,
Yep.
right? So,
Okay, okay, so that's the,
this is his driveway, goes out.
Okay.
And it's all right there, so there's a fence and he extended it up.
Those are pretty good pictures there, Lisa.
Thank
Not
you.
bad for taking it off
okay,
the
so, all right, so, you're keeping the water off the street, is what you're saying?
By doing that, it pitched everything off the road down, so it allows the water to flow into my front yard, whereas before, if you were to pull all that back towards the street, there was like a little bit of a mound, almost a hill.
There was a,
Yeah.
so we need more like a swale or something, but I think that's for like Tom to determine.
Yeah,
They are doing some Hart Street drainage upgrades, but they're stopping at the vernal pool,
Gotcha.
so.
well, that wouldn't be, Tom could, that's on town property, so Tom could take care of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other question. Did Lighthouse, when they came out, did they happen to say if that's your property or town property, do you know?
They didn't mention any of that.
Because I know they saw it.
Gotcha.
Town property is generally 6 feet off the pavement.
No, it's further, well, it's partially on town.
Is that the, it's not,
Yeah. So there's a fence here, the power line's over here, and this is the pile. It's pretty high, it's higher than it looks in that picture. It's maybe about 4 feet tall.
the wetlands are this direction?
Yeah, all right here. There's wetlands, right? This is partially.
Blends in the wetlands at the power line? Or just that?
Yeah, it's all, it's here. So I think this is, I asked if they could just hold off to the spring to pull it out of there. And then maybe Tom and we can come up with some sort of a solution with them.
That's,
But I would like to see, your erosion controls that you have.
Yes.
If you could get your hands on like maybe 20 more feet or something like
Okay.
that, just to, because otherwise,
So you want it like along the road?
no, at the, where the briars are, at the bottom of the dirt,
Oh,
At the
along,
lowest-
along it. Okay, okay,
at the lowest point, so
Got it.
like on the westernmost point of the dirt,
okay, okay.
If you can get in
Yeah,
there.
no problem, no
You
problem.
just gotta stake them in, yeah. If you have a silt fence instead, you could always do that.
I don't. I Googled, when all of this happened, I Googled a place in Bridgewater, went right there. It was
Yeah.
pretty easy to
There's
load
a
me up.
place closer, with Swansea Mall, Tractor Supply near Swansea Mall.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can get
Yeah, I can
stuff.
take care of that.
So.
West side of the berm.
Right.
Okay.
You know, you don't even need that much, but just to protect the wetland resource until we can figure this out, but.
Okay.
I did speak with Tom, and I spoke with the Stormwater Committee too, so once Tom and I and you go out to talk about it a little more, we come to a solution, then we can, talk about it at the Stormwater meeting.
Okay.
And they
Excellent.
the chair lady might want you to come to the meeting, I don't know.
No problem. No problem. Kind of a sidebar. I know that you were talking about paving a driveway earlier with the other couple.
Yeah,
If I were to want to do that in the future,
yeah,
are there, you know what I mean? There's stuff that I need to know as far as, you know, because all that erosion from all the water coming down. I would love to stop that. I would like even gravel or you know what I
Yeah.
mean, because pavement is expensive.
yeah,
I don't know, like that would help the situation, right?
right. To some degree, I mean, it depends. I mean, you know, it just kind of makes the water more turbid because it's running off when you pave it.
Yep.
But the gravel's good.
Okay.
And, but any grading, anything like that within 100 feet of this is
So I gotta go
required.
through you guys before I do any of that.
Yeah, but it could be a simple application, and I think Stephen has already been there to flag your wetlands.
Yes.
So he would just have to continue it down around there.
Okay.
It wouldn't be that much more work for
Okay.
him to do that, you know?
So actually, he diverted the water into the wetland instead of it's,
Diverted a few things, the water and some dirt, yeah.
yeah, that's where it belongs.
Okay, so it looks like the solution will be coming.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Okay.
whatever you guys, I know we already spoke
Yeah.
last week. Whatever you guys need from me, let me know, and I'll do it.
So once you get the erosion controls in, just take some pictures and email them to me, and then I'll just come look at it. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you
You
too.
too.
Be easy on him. Be easy.
Thanks to your sister.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
I know when guys get on machinery, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does the labor, I do the paperwork
Yeah.
stuff in the background.
Keep them out of trouble.
before we go on any more on that, on the commission update, I got a call tonight from Nancy Goulart talking about Lisa and the Stormwater Committee. Now, you're on that.
Yes.
And evidently, they had someone resign from it, and she's asking if we would permit Lisa to be a voter on that commission as the agent, not as a commissioner, but as an agent. And Lisa goes to, all the meetings, Lisa?
Yes,
Yeah, I already got it.
faithfully.
So what is, I certainly have no objection to her becoming a voting member on the stormwater.
Should we vote that? Or just,
Well, I guess we have to notify the selectmen that we voted on it. Is there a motion to permit Lisa to be a voting member of the Stormwater Commission?
I make a motion for Lisa Caledonia to be the liaison of the COMCOM to Stormwater
As a voting member.
as a voting member.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
he seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Lisa, you now have okay, and that letter will go to the selectmen, Charlie.
Yes.
That'll
And
go to the
Charlie's
select.
still on.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He's
Just can't have
he's
it
voting as a
here.
commissioner, you're voting as an agent, according to Nancy. If they don't accept it, well, that's, okay, Brook Street. Do you want to be selective on what you talk about, Lisa?
Oh, thank you. What is it?
Do you want to be selective on which ones you go?
No, I have put them all on there on purpose. I just wanted to note, though, Jim Souza still needs to get signed, sworn in to be an associate. He hasn't done that yet, and the paperwork's at the clerk's office, so
Okay.
he's already done it. All right. Brook Street Solar, They have purchased the lot, which I think,
Yeah, I gotta excuse myself from any
Yeah.
of this, so.
so they purchased the lot from Mr. Crawford, in any case, so they need that lot for the battery storage to offer a buffer for fire protection, according to the new policies for battery storage. So there are wetlands, there's an isolated wetland on that lot. And I asked if the flags were present, and they were gonna go field check that. They were also going to notify me once that was done.
So there's no building on it, it's just clearing?
So there's gonna be clearing, yeah, so,
It's an empty lot.
right,
That, they wanna, I'll put in my 2 cents, they wanna keep that under, chapter 61 also.
great.
Yep.
So are they leasing it, or did they purchase it?
They purchased it,
Okay,
but all they wanna do is cut out from what we were told. They wanna cut out what they need for the battery storage and keep the rest of the parcel under chapter 61.
That's agriculture?
Yeah, it's under 61, I
Is it
think it's under
forestry?
61B.
that's
So
forestry?
do they have to farm it in order to keep it that way?
No, it's not a farm, it's,
It's recreational.
Recreational.
okay.
Okay, all right.
So in any case, they are gonna have to come before us because, once they figure out how close they are with the clearing. But I just wanted to notify you that that's what's happening.
Okay.
I'm dealing with Nick Fasendola, from Level Design. 0 Horton Street. This is the new 0 Horton Street. Map 10, lot 53. So I handed off the enforcement order to them, and I gave them some deadlines on that.
This lot is on the
North,
north, south,
north,
south.
So,
east side of
Yeah.
Horton, yeah. So I'm a little concerned because I haven't heard anything more, from them since we originally talked, and they had some deadlines in there. They've missed their deadline to get a restoration plan into me.
okay.
I told them it was flexible, but they had to be in contact with me, and they haven't.
Okay, so we're starting at William Street going on to Horton, is that where it's, or are we talking about that farm that way up,
West
Around the
Dayton
corner.
Church on
yeah,
Wellington.
okay, all right, I know which one you're talking about.
A few lots.
It's the
the
contractor who owns, who's in Seekonk or thereabouts, Swansea.
Somerset. Wasn't it Somerset?
Somerset, yeah.
Somerset, okay.
So we need to figure out, what the next steps are gonna be with that. I mean, we have the authority to find people, although I hate doing it. It looks like a really large wetland alteration to me.
On the back there is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the back is all wet. And he made a roadway, and is there a stone wall that he put along the side of the?
Started building a retaining wall, yes.
It's pretty wet there right now.
But he stopped though since you talked, Bill talked to him, and then you talked to him eventually, didn't you?
Yeah, they came in and him and his wife, and I handed them the enforcement order. And he said he would have someone be in touch. Well, that person did get in touch with me, but he didn't seem to understand a lot to do with the whole process and restoration.
Okay,
So, I mean, I feel like we should write them another letter. I don't wanna start finding anyone yet, but I mean, at least tell them we gave you deadlines in the enforcement order. What do you guys wanna do?
A letter never hurts. It
Can't reach
does.
out by calling them? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't have their phone number. Nope. I
I'm not
don't know
agreeing
how I know.
with finding without trying to get cooperation.
Yeah. I know.
if he's a contractor, he should be available in the, online, or certainly in, if there is such a thing as a
That might
phone
have,
book.
that honestly might have been, just the trailer they were using. I don't know if the guy is actually a contractor, so. Unfortunately, I don't have any contact information, so I just have their address. So, I'll send them a letter.
Yeah, but name and address, should come up with a phone number on the net, on Google,
Oh, really?
Sometimes.
yeah.
Or maybe the assessor's office might have.
Might,
I don't know, they just bought it recently, so,
yeah.
Yeah, October 21,
yeah,
or 22.
22. Okay, so I'll send a letter. And what do you guys want me to say in the letter?
That you have not met your deadline to respond to, conservation actions.
And I believe they were invited to tonight's meeting in this. You look at it.
Certified mail.
Yeah, I've been doing it the first one I did certified, it went out to the old owner, cause the assessors hadn't updated their records, but, yeah, they were supposed to have a wetland scientist and a surveyor with a restoration plan by January 2nd. Add erosion controls, but I haven't seen any out there. Maybe someone else can take a drive by tomorrow and see if you see any. There is a stream down there, and that's probably all just running right off.
Yeah, that drive that they have, it's going to wash out.
So I'll send them a certified letter. It's for Carlos and Sandra Oliveira. And I'll tell them that we expect to see some erosion controls out there and them to attend our February 16th meeting.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Failure to do so could lead to a fine,
Okay.
you know.
Maybe I'll include the bylaw again, like I did last time.
Okay.
Great.
That's good.
All right.
Could,
Forewarned.
yeah. Okay, County Street,
Okay, well, we had one more Horton Street, County Street, yes. I did speak with Gary McCutch on December 15th, and he told me he was escalating this at DEP. They were going to likely issue an enforcement order, but not a fine. That's all I know. I sent him a follow-up email yesterday. It came up that he read it, but he did not respond.
This is, map 7, lot 26.
Getting a little disappointed with,
yeah, filling in the,
this is,
railroad
What's
tracks.
that, right at the
No.
corner, the old sawmill?
no, this is 2372 County Street.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That house on top of the hill and the drop behind it, they filled in about 20, 30 feet deep.
Yeah, right, right.
Okay, William Street,
Yeah, 1035. Although he did retain Outback, they have not heard back from them. So that one's in limbo. Although I do know they retained Outback, so that's a step in the right direction. That's for the garage that was built. And the mitigation. 0 Horton, map 7, lot 26. I followed up with Goddard Consulting. I know in the fall they said they were trying to locate plants. However, it was past the growing season, and I said, why now? You need to wait till the spring at this point. nothing's gonna establish now. So I asked for an update if they were still planning, and they said, yes, they're still planning on doing it in the spring. I can maybe respond and just say, we'd like to see, you know, you to start work by May.
So long as they responded on that,
Okay,
we'll just wait until, March, April.
right.
Okay, 2050 Horton?
Yeah, Mr. Burma has hired, that's map 7 lot,
Popular street. Well,
Yeah,
it's a very
it's a problem.
popular street.
sure is, pretty wet too. Map 7 lot 26-2, Mr. Burma has notified us that he has hired a wetland scientist. His property has been mostly flagged and definitely in the area that we are concerned about. He's going to be filing paperwork with us to work on the bridge, the crossing, and possibly relocate a carport. So that's a step in the correct direction. 0 Williams Street, this is the Barrows lot. Nothing new, there's no building permits there or anything. They still have their wetland alteration. When I met her on site, she said she was willing to work with Proline and me to come up with a restoration plan. They've got plenty of room on that lot to put the house when they do decide to build it. They could stay out of our buffer zone altogether. So we'll see.
Whereabouts on Williams is that?
I can give you a better idea if I pulled up the assessor's map.
I know
Is
they're
it past-
they're cutting a house lot up on Williams Street.
No, that one's outside of our 100-foot.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That's beyond Arujo's? That's the one that I went to and gave you a report on, way down,
no, this is way down. This is down,
near the solar panels?
yeah, beyond.
Okay. That's near JP's land.
Not
Maybe
that
Susan.
far.
Down by Jimmy's house.
Well, it's gotta be in that area.
Yeah, Jim Sousa's down there on the left.
It's heading towards Old Williams, but not quite that far. Let me pull it.
Yeah, down near Jim Sousa's house.
I want to say let's identify
Now,
this.
is it on the same side as Sousa?
No, it's the other side.
Okay.
It's just beyond 2540. There's a cleared area on the right. They recently put a chain up.
It's on the west side of the street.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it's this one. There's a field here too, but then I think it's this one. So they're between two houses. I'll zoom out. I believe it's this one.
Haven't been down that way in a while.
Yeah. I believe it's this one right here. So this is Old Williams down here. And then you know the big, before you get to Swanview, there's a big field on the left. This one, they just started curving in that one. But it's this one.
Okay.
There's a chain at the front.
It looks like it's Jimmy Sousa.
That looks like his, yeah.
No, this is Barrows. No, I don't think that's Jim Sousa's, that's someone else's. Someone else owns that now. Anyways, she's
Okay.
willing to work with us, and as long as me and Proline can work together to come up with a restoration. She also is a wetland scientist that flagged it.
Okay. So that is on the way with Proline, so Proline should take care of that?
Yep. So we-
Okay,
we'll be seeing that.
1940 County Street?
Yep, so you guys may recall a couple months ago, there was, I told you, it was on, I know it was on one of the agendas, where I was asked to go out with the building inspector to go look at this. The gentleman owns a parcel of land with an easement that goes right along, I believe through his parcel, to Mr. DeRosa's, so. He owns a
Tony Roberts' property.
yes. He owns a 508 Customs, which does auto body, but he also owns the storage. They're allowing people to park vehicles in different vehicles to store
Yeah.
there. So I went out and we looked at it and we determined that he was gonna need a curb cut and he was gonna need to file with conservation if he was within 100 feet. Well, the gentleman jumped the gun and he expanded his,
Hold the loan pile.
expanded
Built the
it,
fence.
right, yep. So I appreciated that he put up the silt fence. He was able to get the soil committee to allow him to remove the dirt pile. He did not get the wetlands flagged yet. He has not filed with us, even though we've told him to. He hasn't done anything with planning board yet either.
How far is that alteration away from that intermittent stream that's on the other side of Tony's, was former Tony's property?
I think the alteration's plenty far enough from the stream, but there is a wetland that's contiguous with that stream.
On the same property?
Yeah, partially on his property.
Just a little bit on his property and the rest is in,
But the other issue that's going on out there is that he allowed a bus to be parked in the back. Well, the bus sunk in the wetland. So now, instead of having a tractor, unless it's been removed, I need to take a look to see, I gotta actually drive down there and see. So instead of having a tractor right down there, now we have a bus.
Okay.
So in any case, I did reach out to him before the meeting, and he told me that he was still trying to find an engineer or a surveyor to work with. He was having a tough time, but he reached out to Lighthouse, and he was hopeful that they were gonna help him. That's where that's at right now. I just wanted to give you guys an update
Okay.
on that. But we can look real quick at the lot. Okay, yeah, thank you. So, there's this lot and this lot that the guy has, and then this is DeRosa's.
yes.
So,
And that's just about all wetlands.
yeah,
You
and
know-
then,
Yeah.
Stream runs right along the property.
Come over here.
so there's wetlands in here, immediate work in here, and the wetlands in here. So this, if I was to flag this, well, the bus is in here, by the way. The bus is right in that meadow down there, where Tony was planting corn. So corn grows good in wetland. Anyway, if I was to flag this, without going on this lot, right, I mean, their site plan's gonna probably include work over here, so they're gonna have to flag it. This will all be flagged, like this. Like this. This is actual wetland. So they were within 100 feet.
Yeah.
But that's kind of benign. It's been lawn and for a long time. I didn't see any buses over there, but I didn't look.
Oh, you went out there?
I've been out toward this place, I don't know how many times.
Yeah, oh, there's a bus in there now,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right here. Maybe
Yeah,
it's this
what
bus.
he did over here just moved it from here to there. That's kind of benign.
Well,
But if there's other issues,
I think there's stormwater issues as far as, because this is a commercial lot, so it's subject to the stormwater regulations. And, you know, I'd like to see it on a plan, obviously we gotta see it on a plan before we know.
you know, you have to get Tony's when he did it way back then.
Who did that plan?
That was years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Prolac.
And remember what he did? He said, if you go beyond this point, he had the wetlands flag, and then we said, well, you got to file to do everything if you're going to do it. He says, well, what happens if I stay out of it? I said, you don't have to do a damn thing if you're beyond the 100 foot. And so that's what he stayed beyond 100 foot.
Yeah, we had problems with Tony. He used this property before because it belonged to the church.
Church, yeah.
And he put in all kinds of junk
Yeah.
into this wetland.
Tony or DeRosa?
Tony.
Tony,
Rosa didn't own the property back then. It belonged to the
Church.
Yeah.
church on the,
They were renting it, I believe.
Okay, good information, that's some good history.
That's in the
You know,
area
you
that
know
we
what they
went
really
with
should
the
do right
guy.
there?
Yeah,
You really should get a hold of the mosquito control and let them clean that whole thing out down through there,
yeah,
all the way down to Main Street,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, I agree. Well,
No, I
mosquito,
mean,
they've
you
been
know,
in here,
It's all grown in
they've
and,
been in here.
they
Yeah.
have
They were doing,
Kiss of Death.
Sunken Brook
Considered an intimate
a few months
stream.
ago. I stopped, I saw a vehicle there, and I stopped, and I was talking to the guy, and I think the fellow lived on Maple Street, that was working for the county.
Well, so in any case, that's what's
oh,
going
but down through there, it's, I mean, there wasn't too many
They
issues
used to farm
back then.
that
It
property
was
years
just
ago
growing
and they
up
put
and
those
Yeah.
ditches
all
on.
But you know, in a way, the mosquito control, all that they do is drain swamps, which isn't the,
Well, I mean,
the
it's-
nature of wetland existence.
No, but what I'm saying is all that used to be fields. There used to be a sawmill sitting out back there.
I remember that.
And you could wander all around over there, but now you can't get near any of it.
Okay.
You can bring some of it back, but, you know.
All right, so you're waiting to hear from them.
Yeah, we're all waiting, yep. Planning
Okay.
board's waiting as well.
All right, we got, I think I forwarded it to you, Lisa, sometime today, Nova Environmental Consulting. It was a work that they could be required to do for Strawberry Fields appeal, and there was a price tag with it. I think that's more for our concern, I mean,
There's a copy of that.
I'm not 100% sure why, except to say this could be a bill for the future. That's what I got out of it.
It's a proposal, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a proposal.
Proposal, okay. And, Charlie, do you want to say that we discussed your proposal and when needed, we will approve it?
Sure.
Okay, does that sound appropriate to you guys, that?
Yeah.
It was $9,000, $125 per hour, which is, when she worked for Bader, it was either 180 or 200 per hour. But now that she's back on her own, in this case, she's gone to a more reasonable,
Yeah,
The beta charge was $280.
yeah.
280?
No, but she's,
She was vice president.
oh, okay.
she, represented us before and done a good job, so,
Oh, yes, excellent job.
yeah.
Okay, do we have anything else?
Yeah,
Are you Paul?
yes.
Ah, okay.
Paul?
You're interested in becoming part of us, or?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. A letter to the commission requesting, and a letter to the selectmen and then we can deal with it. Right now, we have a full board, it would be an associate member, and we're not getting any younger here, and, you know, when time permits, like Dave got on, he was from associate, he was probably only for 4 months, and now a voting member. And
Last name?
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
None of us are getting any younger.
Every day.
No?
But I think we
Sure.
get older at a faster rate now.
I hear you, I feel that way too.
So now you work in town hall as a, what, accountant or something?
Yeah, treasurer and tax collector.
Treasurer, okay, okay. Yeah, and, you know,
I thought the name looked familiar. And the face. We met and I tried to place you, now wait a,
okay, shall we have an adjournment, and then if we just wanna, talk generally, we can? Okay, is there a motion to, oh, first of all, are we all done? Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
No?
No, I'm,
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
make a motion, we adjourn at 8:30.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.